And that is right, I am, of course, Excellence Ricky. Coleman. I'll get to my intro eventually. This is the Raining Rock podcast. So get this liked and shared, get your comments in, all of that. So we'll kick off with the man himself. Here he is.
Hey.
And how are you?
It's been
And already internet problems, but whilst my dog just making noises in the other room, that's what I was just listening at. But whilst hopefully the internet sorts it out, we'll deal with. So it was Backlash this past weekend that we'll discuss later on. But is it still? Is it new? Is it still? Is it new? Did I claim back the podcast prediction championship, or did Ian try it? And it is. What do you guys think it is? That is right. Still, purely because we've got the same predictions. All went for the 5 same predictions. They were purely just match time limit, and Ian got the closest. Therefore, remains champion. But can he hold on to the title past next week? Not next weekend. The weekend after, double weekend. King and Queen of the Ring, and Double or Nothing. So it'll be very interesting to see if he can keep the title past next couple of weeks.
Oh, 3 in a row.
If we can keep the title past a couple of weeks when it's 2 pay-per-views in a row. You got my opinion on AEW pay-per-view. Well, the pay-per-views are decent. It's just the product itself. Anyway, so our first piece of action, of course, is, as always, each and every week, is this. So what's cooking at the table? So what have we been up to? I'll quickly get to mine. Not very much. I've been clanging and banging at the gym, trying to get like The Rock. I wish. The place that I go to make stuff every Thursday. Last week it was that was the venue used for voting, so I didn't make it in, but I did go to vote. Well, that's it really. It's Eurovision this weekend. Very political, very. Even though we came second 2 years ago, so it is what it is. Anyway, very political. It's all different. It's all more or less the same country voting for themselves. Like Sweden will vote for Ukraine, vice versa, and it's like always not always the best singer that wins. Anyway, what have you? I know you've been to the zoo. What else have you been up to?
Well, first off, let me point out second was because of the sympathy vote for Ukraine.
Yeah, but if it hadn't been for Ukraine, we would have won. But that's the closest we're going to come for since winning it.
And then you gave in England.
Yeah, again, you're breaking up, but you've been to the zoo. What else have you been up to? Was the zoo good?
I was at the monkey house. I escaped the monkey house, and
they let you go.
Figures it's good crack.
They let you go from the monkey.
Big gorillas there that would probably take inspiration.
They let you go from the monkey house. They didn't want to keep you. They didn't look at you as one of their one of their own. They let you go.
Always belonged in the monkey house.
I don't mind zoos, but it's a little bit cruel that these animals are cooped up rather than out.
You know who did film the Monkey House, though?
Who? Tony Khan.
George the Animal Steel.
Of course, yes. But even if you give like a tiger, for example, a lot of room to move, or a lion. Lions go like miles and miles daily. So it's nowhere near, however big the zoo is, it's nowhere be as big as the wild. So suppose if you're saving,
a lot of wrestlers take inspiration from animals.
Suppose if you're saving from being wiped out, I suppose. Okay, but a little bit cruel. They're all cooped up.
Your animal.
Go on.
I said I didn't see the rat.
Yeah, again breaking up. So let's get to the next thing here.
I said. Okay.
You need to sort out your poor internet. Anyway, I say this weekly. Anyway, for streaming on, you need good internet. That's kind of rule number one. Like if you haven't got good internet, then. Anyway, let's get on to the next thing. As we talk about every single week, we'll do this quickly, and that is. So, movie talk, what flicks I've been watching on the box, movies, Late Night with the Devil, good film. In the Land of Saints and Sinners, have you seen that?
On my list. I do love the cast that's in there.
Well,
a good Irish cast.
Fellow Irishman Liam Neeson. Good film. I don't think Liam Neeson's ever made a bad film. And The Fall Guy. The Fall Guy, that was good. But again, say this weekly, not worth me going to the cinema. I can watch movies like that for free. Yeah. So have you watched any movies since last week?
No, not yet, but Fall Guy is definitely on my list.
So two things. First of all, I should have said I'll watch that on Fire Stick. So two things I should have said at the beginning. Grab yourselves a drink if you haven't already. I should have said that right at the very beginning. Didn't, but I've said it now. And I think by just watching films at the cinema, you're kind of limiting yourself, but okay. So have I been to any wrestling shows last week? And the answer is yes, I have. Top Rope Wrestling, local indie promotion, good little indie promotion in the UK. Top Rope Wrestling went in Burnley. Good enough show. They accidentally broke the ring. I don't think they were meant to do, but they did break the ring on the main event. And I did get to get a picture. Give me a second. I did get to meet Wesley, or Ensurico, as his wrestling name is, from Gladiators. So it was cool to meet him. Took a picture for him to.
He reminds me.
I've got another one. I've got another one on Saturday, Mega Slam Wrestling. Have you heard of that? I know they've done shows in Ireland. Have you heard of Mega Slam?
Name rings a bell.
They've done show. It's a little bit kiddified. It's like Team Nasty versus Team Mega Slam, and it's a little bit kiddified, and it's only a 2-hour show. But they're decent. And I know they've done shows over there, so. And very quickly, speaking of indie shows, BTW have been going, 2 years, and they're already expanding. They're already going to other venues in Bolton. Whereas, and this is a small but good. Again, I love indie promotions, love indie wrestling. Indie wrestling is sometimes better than WWE because you're up close and personal and get to meet these wrestlers that one day might be in WWE. And Noam Dar, Joe Coffey, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, etc., have all been at indie promotions. That's where they started. So you never know who's going to end up in WWE one day. But Bolton Town Wrestling, a small promotions already growing. Then you look at AEW that's been going 6 years. I thought it was 5, but 6 years. And they're just like, they haven't grown at all. You guys know what time it is, and it is time to play an ad. That is right. Protein Tees, Gullman's, all designed. And as I say every single week, if you cannot buy a t-shirt, that's fine. I understand. But at least get it shared as well as all my socials on screen right now. I'll get to the next segment here on the Raining Rock podcast, which of course
and it's a busy one, of course. And it's a busy one.
Speeding along, and it is. So, wrestling roundup now. Before we begin, I do want to very quickly finish my thoughts last week of AEW, and I'll quickly go through these. So, first of all, I retain nothing when it comes to AEW. I retain that nobody gets a push and it's bad for business, but I couldn't tell you, apart from the main event, suppose that's the important match, but apart from the main event, I could not tell you the card for World's End 4 months ago. What was the card? No idea. Don't care. Don't care that I don't remember. It's not worth remembering. I think anybody that watches AEW just they want to waste their time. That's their choice. Surely you know, Ian, and everybody else know that AEW is never going to get any better. You do know that, don't you? It's never going to improve.
I'm still
right. Do you get that AEW is never going to improve? You do get that, yeah?
And for one, I think they need to really not let Tony Khan handle the media. AEW, I'm enjoying what they're doing. Willoff depend on to carry the company along with Swerve. They're still a good, like every company. So there is a match happening on the same day. So
didn't hear a word of that. But as you said last week, Tony Khan is very much a Will from In Between Us, very nerdy, very geeky, very wiry, very, might have a great wrestling knowledge, but zero business, geeky, clownish, markish, doesn't care what people think, doesn't care what the fans think, doesn't care about the products, doesn't care about the ratings, doesn't care about money. If he's coming in makes money,
he's considering not wrestling.
If he's coming in making money or losing money, doesn't care as long as he gets to be on TV. That seems to be it. And as long as that's the mindset, it's never, ever going to get any better. And very quickly with the social media thing, you've got Speed, obviously that I think gets people talking, and then Tony Khan gets people pushed. He pushed people away from AEW. Like look like Tony Khan's tweet with Jinder Mahal, he pushes people away. And I'm not alone here. It's not me against the world. It's not
He's
me.
kind of.
Oh, go on.
Has Ethan Page left this week?
You
Ethan
got
Page.
all this talent.
He left AEW.
But it's not me against the world. It's not me going, oh, AEW's crap, and the whole world likes it. A lot of people don't like it, so I'm not kind of alone here.
No, there isn't many people that don't like it. Like, it has its good and bad. I mean, one problem is, he's
that's
spending.
no good. We'll get to the gun in a minute. You can tell me five. Well, so two bit clip or
Okay.
this. So seat fillers is never good. They're looking for seat fillers, crowd fillers, call it what you like. That's not a good sign. That's a sign of a failing company. That's one. And
No.
two, you have. I'll take that off just so you can read that. Oh, I pressed the wrong thing there. So, best in the world. Oh no, AW. Let's be real, AW are the best wrestling. No, they're not. And for the champion to think that, very deluded, very blinkered, very like, no, they're not at all. No. But to do a bit of homework, tell man, you can even use mine if you like. I'll give you. You can use my thing that I've said. One reason AEW is good, but 5 reasons AEW is better than WWE. Off you go. This is going to be hard work because you keep cutting out. No. 5 reasons AEW is better. Will Ospreay that no one's ever heard of. Right, that's one.
Swerve was in mid-card and now he.
So Swerve.
I'd like to see what they would do with him.
So Swerve being mid-card and now champion makes them better than the reaction they got in France. Okay, I don't know how that equates.
Their tag division is still good. They still like.
Tag division is awful. Tag division awful, led by the Young Bucks.
Young Bucks and FTR. They probably besides Young Bucks and FTR.
Right. Okay.
Give teams like Top Flight a chance or something like.
So AEW isn't competition for WWE because people need to know what AEW is to be competition for 2 rival things, whatever they are, cars, drinks, restaurants, wrestling companies, whatever they are, people need to know both things. Not many people know what AEW is, so how are they rivals? More if you got AEW is never going to be that go-to company ever. If you name it, go to any random unless they watch it. Go to any person saying you're any wrestling company, they ain't going to go, oh yeah, AEW. Not many people know what it is. And they're like you said, if they Googled it, so they're having to find out what it is. So they don't know what it is. So the only comparison WB and AEW have is they have the word wrestling in their title. That is it. Other than that, they are worlds apart. Worlds apart. To be a comparison, you need to be the same or try to be the same. AEW tries to be worlds apart from WWE. I can't remember the last I saw hardcore. I feel like somebody get caught up in barbed wire or somebody get cut open in WWE. Other than Kevin Owens, other than.
You could compare it. You know where you could compare it? You know you could. Favorite place to order a curry?
Yeah, go on.
Where's your favorite place to order a curry?
I don't really eat curries. Chinese is my go-to takeaway, really.
But would you order?
Not really. The fattening, the expensive. I could spend curries are like something I could spend that on a wrestling ticket. So no, I don't think I'd stay away from
them.
Stay away from curries. Chinese is my go-to takeaway.
Fry from them.
All right, give me a second.
Would you order a stir fry from them?
You're cutting out again, but we'll try this. We'll get to the show with fireworks on, the show with explosions on, everybody's favourite show. Not at all. And again, I want honesty, not go, this is the greatest ever, this match was the greatest ever, when it wasn't. Oh, and that was the other thing, ratings. I'm sure that AW last week had, like, again, an all-time low in ratings. So you got that as well. Like, ugh. The one and only good thing they do is the buy-in 0 hour pre-show. But again, you're not going to a random person is not going to stumble over AEW. They're not going to find it on YouTube like you would WWE. You're going to have to go and search AEW, and then if that isn't pulling in the fans, and more fans are watching the free buy-in than the pay-per-view, then the pay-per-view isn't a draw. So AEW have failed. Anyway, so this is last week. So Adam Copeland retained the TNT Championship as he dispatched Buddy Matthews.
That was quite a fun match now, especially seeing this. There was a clash between clashed in, and then Buddy Matthews is coughing blood.
Samoa Joe that seems to have hit. In AEW, no one's push continues. He's gone from champion to facing Isaiah Cassidy. Isaiah Cassidy hasn't had a win for. Has he had a win for a while? So, but Samoa Joe over Isaiah Cassidy.
Oh, they've kind of characters, like it opened up with Tony. And then it's confirmed that Christian came in a few weeks in the rankings because he hasn't wrestled since the I Quit.
And looking at the Double or Nothing card, the 60th anniversary, how many of those matches pull in a bigger crowd? 0. Again, always catering to that. If they continue forever, from this day forward to continue, it can never grow. Ever. WWE are never, ever, AEW are never, ever going to be asked to go to France, Germany, Scotland, Saudi, so on and so on and so on. Never. They're just not, because they're not a draw. France would pay for them. Well, they wouldn't pay for them. We've got WWE. But they would pay for them and lose a lot of money. I presume this was a title match for the FTW title. Ciabatta went after it, but unsuccessful against Chris Jericho.
Contest. There's a bit of a piss take on it. They were just showing the clips of Ciabatta each other.
I'm missing many words.
Slapping match.
Missing many words of what you're saying when I'm getting the gist. Brian Cage seems to have.
It was a chop contest.
Brian Cage seems to have returned to action. I don't know where he's been. Don't care. But Claudio Castagnoli actually got a win, and that win was against Brian Cage.
Yes, that's right. He did.
And in your main event
now, so
your main event on Dynamite saw women's action, saw Serena Deeb, again, where's she been, take on and defeat Mariah May.
That most people were talking about from that show. Okada. And
So,
then the
so rating, I'll say a bronze. What's your rating for Dynamite?
silver for Copeland and the possible match maybe or nothing with FTR in the books.
Anything with a booked in just sounds a nightmare. Anyway, get into the show that is located on a Friday. This one was in Lyon, France. Bonjour, Lyon. I'll be watching you in the Eurovision. My awful French accent there. But we kicked off with fresh, new women's action that saw Damage Control take the L, and the team to take the win was Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Bayley.
So you also had Naomi taking.
So your thoughts about that win by Damage Control taking the loss?
That was a really fun match. Now I have to say, it felt like a pay-per-view style match.
It was a hot.
It was a hot crowd. Well,
it was a hot crowd, but a tag team, a team that didn't get a reaction at all. People don't care about that. Is the final testament. More importantly, the AOP, zero reaction, crickets. But they did knock off Newcastle Republic.
But at the end of the day, all characters are really.
Yeah, you have to sort your. Not going very well. You keep coming in and out. No, not coming out, but if you certain.
Well, they're not really coming in and out.
Yeah, I can hear certain words.
They're not really coming in and out.
I can hear you're coming in and out. I can hear certain words, and then it breaks up again. So yeah, you're gonna have to improve your internet. Anyway, it was a RKO show.
Yeah, well, here I turned off the camera.
Yeah, maybe that was the problem. Let's say.
Yeah, I was just saying that the AOP don't really have much personality, so they're just monsters. So, but yeah, like why are nobody caring about the Final Testament? I mean, they have a certain look that helps them get far, maybe because they're basically second coming of Judgment Day.
Maybe, and that does seem to improve your internet, but like I said, rule 101 for a StreamYard is good internet. Not rule 101, rule 1. It was an RKO show. The Viper Randy Orton coming out to a great ovation. I think the fans were louder at Backlash, but we'll get into that. The guest was Paul Heyman, and you had Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga attack Orton and Owens. This just hyped up Backlash.
That was a pretty good fun segment. Yeah, but most of it was aimed at Heyman. Like a name like Heyman will get chants around the world, and you know that. Same with Orton and Kevin Owens.
And the fact that fans want Orton, what did I say about Cody? Already fed up with him. They've already moved on. Fans don't care. Like I said, if anybody thought that anything would change with Cody becoming, then they have moved on. They've moved on from Cody. They're wanting Reigns to come back. The same fans that were fed up that Reigns was taking months at the time off, going, "Well, he should lose the title." Those same fans now want him back because they're already fed up with Cody. Like I said.
Hang on. Cody still gets an actions. Have you ever heard the saying, "Absence makes the heart grow fonder"?
No, not right. Right, okay. Well, the fans are bored with Cody. Like I said, they would be. And if anybody thought that anything was going to change, they are bored. They want Reigns back. Therefore,
I don't think that's... Yeah.
They want Reigns back because they're bored with the champion. The champion isn't doing it for them. How many people were chanting, "We want somebody else" when Reigns were there? None. They were happy with Reigns. They were happy. Reigns for 3.5 years. Fans already bored with Cody. If everybody thought things were going to change, well, I was right. It didn't. It hasn't. Promos are still the same. Match quality is still the same. Yeah.
Look, I don't think Cody was still getting a good reaction when he came out, and he got a good reaction in 4 years, and now he's gone. Always remember, but it's just, let me speak first. I let you speak. I let you say your piece on Cody. Always remember one thing: with a guy like Reigns, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So he's going to be gone for a while. So you're going to get people chanting that, but that's not going to have an effect on Cody because his story with the bloodline is over for now, and this is a new story with a new bloodline. So let them both play this out, and at some point, Reigns will come back. Maybe he'll come back at SummerSlam. We just have to wait.
Well, it speaks volumes when they've got no big direction for Cody going forward. There's nobody.
Well, there is some things. Well, well, I'm hearing a few things that I'll talk to you about when we get to Backlash.
There's nobody.
There are a few things that might be in the works for Cody.
When you look at SmackDown, there's nobody that I think, oh yeah, they could put them in the ring with Cody, make Cody interesting. I think they're just going to
when we get to Backlash,
tread water.
When we get to,
they're going to tread water until SummerSlam. Now, if it is Rock Cody at SummerSlam, yes, I would have Cody win. Only if it's Cody Gunther in Berlin, that makes it a bigger win for Gunther. I don't see Cody staying champion past August. He's boring. He's bland. Let's get the title.
I'll give you some sources what I've heard. Well, hold on. I'll give you some sources what I'm hearing later on when we get to Backlash.
So, more fresh action on the male side of things. So, LA Knight pick up a victory against Angel. As long as they keep Ellie out off the microphone, I'm fine. I think he's quite decent in the ring. It's just when he speaks, it's like, ugh, boring. Your thoughts on that?
No, I can never get bored of LA Knight, and now he's in, and now he's in the King of the Ring, and he's actually going to be fair in the King of the Ring.
He isn't in the King of the Ring. He's not had his qualifying match yet. Just because he says he's in King of the Ring doesn't mean he is. He doesn't book the matches.
Well, he's actually got
a qualifying.
He's in the match.
Got a qualifying. No, he hasn't. He's got a qualifying match on SmackDown, I would imagine. Anyway.
He does with Santos Escobar.
Which Santos should win, but I bet LA Knight wins. Ugh. Anyway, match for the WB Tag Team titles. When was the last time you saw not the Undisputed Tag titles or SmackDown Tag titles, but just the WB Tag Team titles defended in WWE? Years and years. But your champion successful against Street Profits. Good match here. I would have probably stuck it on Backlash, but yeah, a decent match here.
You could probably stuck it on to have one tag title on it there, but yeah, you couldn't have either way. So you were expecting them to win, but it was still a good match.
You had AJ Styles coming out, and then Cody Rhodes did. This helped build the match, but and then to end SmackDown, you had the Bloodline and Orton take out. Sorry, no, the Bloodline and Orton and Owens brawl backstage. So the champion not ending the show. I understand going with what gets you the views, what gets you the most views, but your thoughts on all of this?
It was an overall worth it.
So I'll say now the crowd made it. Without the crowd, was SmackDown as good? If that happened in America,
they were better than.
If that happened in America, was it a good SmackDown? I'll say for the crowd, I'll say silver. What's your rating for it?
Crowd, the tag title match, the women, and the closing segment with Coach J, it's definitely a gold. If one good matches on it, but they're like the crowd would be very different. Like I would still say gold, despite the fact that AOP didn't get a good reaction. That was only just one.
So Cording Styles was boring. It built the match, but still damn boring. God is boring. Anyway, level up quickly. All fresh action. So Josh Briggs get the 1, 2, 3 against Cutler James. I like the push that Josh Briggs is getting. The family consisting of Stacks and Luca Crucifino defeated Dante Chen and Dion Lennox, and Javon Evans, who's continued his push, this time went over Riley Osborne. Cool. Silver. Do you like the push that Javon's getting?
Yeah, I like what they're doing with Javon now. I want to see NXT.
So there was no collision because some Star Wars marathon. They would have never done that to Raw. They would have never done that to SmackDown. So it just shows what the network thinks of AEW. Anyway, so there was a Rampage. Three matches on Rampage. 3 matches on Rampage.
Do you know why there was
it was May 5th, but
because it was May.
Right, but would they have bumped Raw?
May the 14th with you.
Right, but would they have bumped Raw? Would they have bumped SmackDown? No. That's what the network thinks about AEW.
Network they are.
That's what
they think. Collision, because Collision.
That's what they think of AEW. They would have never gone to WWE. Oh, there's some movie marathon on. We can't put SmackDown on or Raw on. They would have never done that because that's the respect the network has for AEW. Zero respect. Anyway.
By the way, you should also know the Rampage was on after.
So Dante Martin coming up short against Jay White. Okay.
Easy win for Jay. Although I like Jay White.
Kyle O'Reilly was on winning ways against Rocky Romero.
And they need fun match there.
Didn't hear a word. It wasn't a good match.
It was a fun match, but it was a fun match, but they need to give Conor and after losing that gauntlet match.
Wasn't a fun match. The ratings were. The company hasn't broke 1 million in 2 months. They haven't had a good match for a while.
If they want to change one thing with Rampage, I think
when they get over 1 million, and even that's not many. 1 million out of when there's 6 billion people in the world, 1 million is a very, very, very small number. But when it gets to 1 million, let me know. Until then, they're always going to be awful. The ratings is big. And closing out and concluding Rampage, I presume it was for the title in a Manitoba Massacre match, another hardcore match. Ugh.
It was one thing I like.
So
do the hardcore ones really well.
No, they don't. They've never done a good hardcore match. They do trash. You're into trash wrestling, and so's the other 600,000 that watch. I don't know if I did it.
It took 8 hours to get for Sky Blue out of that barbed wire.
When does that happen in WWE? Never, because they would never do that in WWE because they're not idiots. Anyway,
they decide to do that when they go to Netflix.
No one in WWE is going to do that. They're not idiots, right? In AEW, they're all idiots. They're all stupid. They're all led by a nerdy, geeky, markish clown that has no clue about wrestling. In WWE, they have brains. In WWE, they're not going to want to be put through real glass or barbed wire. Anyway, rating, I don't know if I did it, but rating for Level Up, I will say a silver plus. For Rampage, God, minus bronze. What's your rating for it?
I'm going to say bronze because the other two matches, or maybe a silver, because the two opening matches were fun, but the women's match did it for me the most.
So trash. So trash wrestling is what you like. That's what it is. It's trash. When the ratings have reached 1 million, you let me know. And rating, but everybody that says, well, ratings mean nothing, they'd be all end all. So of course, Backlash, hell of a crowd. A lot of fans are saying they hijacked the show. The fans took over. At times, I think they
loved the crowd. Absolutely loved it.
The fans were having fun, but did they take over at times? Yeah, I think they did. I get why. It's the first ever pay-per-view, the first ever SmackDown in France. And Cody's wasn't over. Everybody was over. He'll probably, I would imagine, I would guess he's going to have the same reaction in Scotland, the same reaction in Berlin, because he's never had a pay-per-view there. It's not, here comes Cody Rhodes, oh look, God's just entered the room. It's because they want to, and he's paid off.
Here's the thing,
He said the kicker at the press conference, Nick Khan is looking into a stadium show in France. So it's paid off them being loud. That's why they're loud, and also thankful that WWE is there. So Cody isn't over. His theme is over, just like Seth Rollins' theme is over, which of course puts a person over.
But that's what you want as well. But that's what you want. You want every wrestler to get a cheer. Well, apart from Authors of Pain.
But a loud, raucous, hot French crowd does not mean Cody's over. It just means that they're loud, and that's why they went there. That's why WWE went there, because they knew they were going to get that reaction. But we kick off with the Bloodline taking on Randy Orton and Kevin Owens that got turned into a no DQ, no count out, no holds barred match. Yeah, good match to kick things off. Crowd really into it. Owens getting pinned, protects Orton. Maybe we don't see Orton and Logan now in Saudi. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I don't know if that's the direction. Tonga lower. And here's the thing: without googling, who was Tonga Lower in WWE before he went to New Japan?
I have the answer there. I believe it was Camacho.
But hopefully you didn't Google that. But yes, Camacho. But yeah, the great surprise. This is when a genuine surprise can be a surprise, not like, oh, Tonga Lower is going to be like AEW. Well, they'd promote it here, there, and everywhere, or there'd be clues, and just like, ugh. No one thought it was going to be him. Everybody thought it would be Jacob Fatu. Yeah, good match.
Yeah,
win.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I loved it now. I was watching the pay-per-view up in the girlfriend's house and with her brother, who's a big fan of wrestling. The thing was a really good surprise, like Jacob Fatu. But no, they seem to be putting his thing on hold. Apparently, they want to do it in a way that doesn't, because Solo is going to be the leader of this rope bloodline, but they now fear that Jacob Fatu will outdo Solo. Like, if you've seen Jacob, he's be able to do a lot more than Solo. He moves for a heavyweight. He moves into cruiserweight, so Definitely. He is fun to watch. So there's that fear we may outdo. So at the moment now we're waiting on Jacob Fatu, possible Hikuleo when his contract runs out in June.
Even though
I'm really enjoying this road.
even though Jacob Fatu and Hukaleo aren't even related to to Solo, so they're not really part of the bloodline, but whatever. You're not meant to question these things. You're just meant to just suspend of disbelief.
Guerrillas of Destiny. Guerrillas of Destiny in WWE is a bonus, so hopefully now, when the time comes, we get the Usos versus Guerrillas of Destiny.
It's a blood pact, but they're both Tamatonga, Hukaleo, Tongaloa aren't related. I think the Hukaleo might be actually possibly related. I don't know. But again, in suspension of disbelief, you're not meant to question these things in wrestling. You're not meant to question if they're not related. Anyway, next up, triple threat actions. So this was a good match. Really enjoyed this one. Triple threat match for the women's title. Naomi, Bayley, Tiffany. The roll up at the end really protecting Naomi. Naomi did not look weak coming out of this match. I didn't think that she lost anything coming out of this match. Great reaction for the crowd. Loved Naomi. And this is why entrances mean so much. An entrance is not be all end all, but it is a very important thing to a wrestler. Obviously, character work, in ring work, how they get over the crowd, all of that's important. But the entrance, think of that legendary entrances. If you smell, or the gong take, or the glass match for Stone Cold, or time to play the game, you know instantly who that is. Instantly.
Yeah.
And the fans.
Yeah, I'd like to.
That's why I mean so much. In AEW, all entrances just seem to just mesh into one, and it's just no entrance in AEW. Maybe apart from Swerve, like all the rest are they're just not important. But good match, good way to protect Naomi.
Stepping away from AEW, like for two things I took away from the women's match. First off, when the crowd was chanting for Bayley, did it remind you of Scotland in 2016? After she debuted from NXT.
That's where it started, and you're probably going to hear loud crowds in Scotland in a number of weeks for Clash of the Castle.
Yeah, when she had, 3 months after she debuted from NXT, she was on the main roster, and the Scottish fans loved her, chanting "Hey Bayley." They invented that. Tiffany Stratton was the MVP of that whole match. Just like in a year, like the 40 years over, she will hold the women's title. She's just really risen up as a performer, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she does next. Whether it's Queen of the Ring or Money in the Bank, I'm looking forward to it.
Maybe Money in the Bank. I'd give Bayley a nice long title reign, though. Queen of the Ring.
Oh yeah.
God, when it was.
It's very hard. I have some thoughts on that one.
If Queen of the Ring means nothing and the winner's not going to get anything, then yeah. God, who else do you? Well,
it depends who wins it.
I would give it to. I personally would give it to Shayna, but WWE won't do that anyway.
Well, we never know. This is Triple H's booking now. This is Triple H booking, and we know how fond he was of Shayna, but there could be someone else because there is a lot of talent. We just have to wait and see. Anyway, the world title match.
I'd give it to Shayna. I think Shayna, for the talent that Shayna is, she should be a multi-time world champion now. But yes, world title match, so super over. That you want to talk about entrances? Wow. The whole arena loved him. Just wow, he's over. Yeah, great entrance. Good match. This slightly elevated Priest. I like Priest. He's got the look. He's got the talent. But he still doesn't feel like a world champion. He still feels like he's just carrying a belt. And I wouldn't have had him get help. I would have had him beat Jay on his own. I know that going to split to another faction, and what's the word I'm looking for here? The building to the Judgment Day splitting up. But no, I think I would have had him beat Jay. No, we're not clean. Priest is heel, but I don't want him do it on his own. But yeah, good match. Priest retained.
I would have had Beam on his own if you're planning on turning Damian Priest face, because it seems to be that's where the descent is lying with the Judgment Day, with possible Balor turning on him and either facing him for the title like Saudi Arabia or in a match at SummerSlam if he's dropping at Scotland to Drew. Jay was a good choice. Like I was watching a podcast during the week where they're talking about Backlash and they were asking, has WWE given up on Jey Uso? I don't think they've given up on him, but he's not ready yet for that spot in the world title. Like because he's only a year from breaking up from probably the most successful tag team in the history of WWE. Probably possible they could reunite in the Bloodline feud, but Jay is not that kind of guy to be the face of the WWE of the Raw brand, just the top face. If it was up to me for the top face, it'd be Sami Zayn. But like, put Jay with the IC title after the after this Bloodline story comes to a full close, and then that's when you can start building him. Give him the IC title.
So a few things there for this podcast you were watching. If they thought that Jay was beating Priest on Priest's first title reign, then they haven't been watching wrestling.
No,
and that's what that's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna put Jay back with Jimmy. Jimmy's gonna reunite with him, and they're gonna do like a bloodline war or something. It's like, oh, you're going back to that.
Yeah. Possible war games match. Possible Usos versus Gorillas of Destiny.
Which does nothing to push Jay forward, but
like just for that little reunion. But what you do is just don't put the gold on them now. Let them just have this short run, and that's it. Don't put the titles on them.
But isn't Tama? Oh God. Unless they do, you can do it.
No, you can put the titles up.
Do it as Survivor Series, Usos versus Tama and Tonga, because then you do the Raw versus SmackDown match. If they do it on a random Raw or random SmackDown or any other pay-per-view, then you do it on a pay-per-view. But if they do on any random Raw or SmackDown, you're again breaking the brand split rules. But next up,
but then again, you could be doing war games. It could be war games with the Bloodline 1 versus Bloodline 2. We just have to wait and see because it's only May. Anyway, let's continue on. We're getting through this quick enough. Let's continue on.
Jay Cargill getting a lot of hate. I don't know why. I like Jay Cargill. I thought this was a good match. This was kind of if this was on SmackDown, very much a throwaway match. But for a throwaway match, this was good. So for the women's tag team titles, Jay Cargill beating Camilla, Lucha Warriors. Good match. Jay did him in that star treatment again, like it's IWB. No one knows who Jay Cargill is, but inside WWE, certainly in that star treatment. She's a star in the confines of WWE. New champions. Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's a good start now. Now, give them a long run with the belt and start to build up for a possible match at next year's WrestleMania with Bianca holding the gold and Jade winning the Royal Rumble.
We're way off for the Rumble, but yeah.
But it's good to see. Like I think it was because of a little mix-up between Jade, Asuka, and Kyrie that got the most hate there and all that. And now Asuka's going to be out of action for a while. So she didn't have her spot in the ring.
I didn't even notice the mix-up. I think, again, I think the crowd, I get they're having fun. That's why WWE went there, because they knew they were going to get a good reaction. The first ever pay-per-view, the crowd at times were quite distracting. It was like, oh, I get it. They're having fun, but... and obviously, because of course, your main events that they were most active in, every 2 minutes singing whatever they sing, simply, I don't know what it was in France, but simply 2, 1, 2, and they sang every time. Phenomenal was mentioned. They were singing. The crowd was, the camera wasn't bouncing apparently been told that was the cameraman.
Yeah.
But okay, so Styles, AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, the undisputed title. Styles can make anybody look good. Yeah, good match. Good first title defense for Cody. Styles hasn't won a big match for, I would say, 3 years. Past Mania 37, and I can't think of a big match he's won.
His last, to me, I think his
Say that again.
big win was WrestleMania 35.
37.
Became a Grand Slam champion at WrestleMania 37.
At 37, that
And he
was his
became the
last.
Grand Slam champion.
That was his last big win, I think. But a Mania win is a Mania win, no matter who you beat, no matter what the match is, it's still a Mania win.
The Mania 2 years before that, though, he beat.
But so for 3 years, he's not had a big win. So it's like this style can make we're not the great Khali, Jesus Christ, but make many people look good. So yeah, this was a good title defense for Cody. Didn't think he was losing. He retains.
See him get one more. And he's coming up next on SmackDown on Friday against Brian. A few years left. He's got a King of the Ring qualifier coming of that facing either Carmelo Hayes or Baron. Let him get a good.
I can just about make out what you're saying here. But a good pay-per-view for Backlash. Again, the crowd really made it. So I'll base it not off crowd reaction. I'll base it off purely match quality. Oh, God. Even though there are only 5 matches, gold. I thought it was a good pay-per-view. What's your rating for it?
Oh, definitely a massive gold there. Short and sweet, great crowd, great action. Definitely worth a gold. Definitely on my great month for wrestling. Like a great few months for wrestling pay-per-views. 3 good pay-per-views.
And it seems to have paid off for France. Triple H said they might be getting a stadium show, so that's them being loud, then hijacking the show certainly paid off for them. So on to the red brand that is always on a Monday. Oh yeah, well, I was just reading. That was all. So you had Judgment Day in the come out. Adam Pearce then Judgment Day come out. Adam Pearce did, led to a match. Uso in a first round match in the King of the Ring tournament, knocking off Finn Balor. Uso advances.
Drew McIntyre, because McIntyre wasn't at Mouse Games with CM Punk.
For all the people, we'll get to this later when we very quickly discuss Clash at the Castle tickets and the horrendous prices. But I bet a lot of people are hoping Drew's cleared for then. Speaking of Drew, we had the best in the world CM Punk come out because of promo. This was good. We went on a little bit too long as he was waiting for Drew to come to the arena. But good. I like how they continued to build this, even though both Punk and now Drew are injured. Has Ian just been RKO'd?
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry, your thing bent off.
I thought you got RKO'd. Oh. Ian's run away. Not run away, but I didn't press anything there. But so we'll wait for Ian to come back. But in the meantime, do get these likes, shared, all of that. Spread the word.
Now we're back. Sorry about that. A little hiccup there.
Maybe.
Oh, we hiccup there. I'm liking what they're doing with Punk and Drew. to try and confront each other at one point.
Oh, I'm pressing buttons here.
What I'm saying was, I'm Drew. It's my favorite rivalry at the moment. I want them to have a bit of one interest. They're not able to hurt each. They're building towards that match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, even though they're both are out injured. Yeah, I like the build. First round in the women's, in the Queen of the Ring, saw Io Sky advance. Oh God, who did she beat? I forgot. It was only 2 days ago. Natalia, yes. First ever match. And Natalia probably going to get just, ugh. She's there to put people over now. That's all she's there for. But cool win for Io Sky.
No, because she said today, and coming off this loss, and then at the underground match with Lola Vice, quoted to quote her uncle. So, is a new natty heel turn coming up?
Back to the men's side of things for King of the Ring, and Ricochet without the speed title. Surprising, I thought he'd have it to promote it. But Ilya Dragunov, no shocker, defeated him, beated him, and he advances. And I'm making
I loved it.
predictions now. Your finals are Ilya Dragunov, Gunther. I think that's your finals right there.
Oh, the SmackDown card is. This was an absolute. Ilya has only been on Raw twice, and he's pulling off bangers. Especially Ricochet had nothing to be ashamed of. But then he had a little quote on Twitter, and he says he's getting sick of the damn thing. So is Ricochet turning heel?
Former US champion, North American champion, Intercontinental champion, current speed champion, won the World Cup. What's he got to be annoyed at?
It's a bigger win. Like, very notorious heel in his days in Lucha Underground when he was Prince Puma.
But to turn heel, you've got to have a personality, and he's got the personality of a pencil. So
maybe a heel turn would actually, like, he's going to be a favorite on speed, I think.
Do you want to turn off your camera again, because that worked last time. You weren't breaking up, so do you want to do that again?
Yeah, done that now. Yeah, I was just saying, I think he may be a heel on Raw, and they're setting up his next opponent now. They're having a tournament to decide his next opponent.
It looks like Ivar, but
yeah, it's Ivar. He beat Apollo Crews, and then you're getting Tyler Bate and Angel. Ivar's definitely winning that one. Both men can move, so it'll be a fun match. Anyway, let's continue on.
And apparently, very quickly with speed, bloody, what's he called? Elon Musk can afford it, but X are paying WWE a ton for it. Zoe Stark also advancing in the women in the Queen of the Ring, as she beats. I forgot again. Who did Zoe Stark beat?
It was Ivy Nile.
Ivy Nile on NXT. Very confusing because they have. Well, we'll get to NXT later. But yeah, good win for Zoe. I like Zoe. I think she should be pushed, but she's not going to win it. But cool win.
I think winner of Shayna Baszler versus Zelina Vega. If you have Shayna beat Zoe, you separate that partnership.
I suppose. And very quickly talking about the Queen of the Ring having qualifying matches at house shows, live events, as WWE call them. Genius idea. It's an incentive for people to go.
Like,
genius idea.
The Rey Mysterio Kofi Kingston one works better for a house show, for a production thing, because you can't, like, Kofi's in it. I could see him going over Rey and facing Gunther. He's not going to win it because it'd be a bad idea because of what that really stands for.
I'd have Rey win, but what my thing is, having qualifying matches at house shows, genius. Yeah, the fans are now getting
It's a good move, right? It takes interest in the house show. No, I'd have Kofi win Rey because you want Kofi to have that revenge match with Gunther for what he did to Woods.
It'd be a big win for Kofi, so yeah.
No, it's not going to happen, unfortunately, because of the name, because of Kofi Kingston. And putting King there with 3 Ks is not a good sign. If you don't know what KKK stands for, look it up.
Yes, I do know. But King Kofi, well, it's going to be King Gunther, isn't it? Let's face it, Gunther's winning this,
sorry,
I would imagine.
Yeah, but they're going to have to say King.
So
it won't look right.
Chad Gable took on the guy that has the personality of a tortoise. It's Bronson Reed. He might be decent in the ring, but zero personality. He beat Bronson by disqualification as Sami Zayn got involved, and now we have a triple threat match at Queen of the Ring in Saudi in a few weeks' time.
You're not going to have Sami lose the King at Saudi Arabia.
I like that Reed is getting the title shot on a big pay-per-view, but zero personality.
No, none of them are winning. None of them are closer to the date.
You have Michael Cole doing an in-ring interview with Liv Morgan. No, sorry, with Becky Lynch, not Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan came out after it. So Becky Lynch, out came Liv Morgan, out came Dummy Control. Yeah, this was decent. Oh no, sorry, you're getting your match at another match at in Saudi, and that is Liv Morgan getting a title shot against Becky. Yeah, cool. I say I blame AEW for it, putting TV matches on a pay-per-view. WWE do exactly the same. If this match was on a Raw, you wouldn't think, oh, it's got to be at King of the Ring. So cool that Liv's getting a title shot, but very much a TV match.
But you need to also is making sure Liv can be a top heel, because she came out Troll coming out to attack Becky. You think scampers out of the ring laughing?
Becky, yeah, I liked that. That was good.
Valkyrie.
So that led to
Valkyrie.
Valkyria, I would pronounce her name, coming out, taking on Dakota Kai. I actually remembered her opponent there. Taking on Dakota Kai, first round, Queen of the Ring, qualifying match, and Lyra wins. Yeah, cool. Don't see her winning it, but yeah, cool win, good win for her.
No, I think the final Valkyria.
Didn't hear a word of that, but let's move on to the main event of Raw and your final first round qualifying match on Raw. The King of the Ring was Gunther one-on-one with Sheamus. Good match here, hell of a fight, and of course you had Gunther, who's probably going to win the entire thing. He moved on, he advanced.
Oh, that is wrestled Gunther. He's wrestled an absolute perfect trilogy. The marks on his chest from taking the slap like that. If that was a normal man, would probably kill him, but it's not. It's Sheamus. Yes, Gunther is he is winning that. He's definitely winning the whole thing. Have you heard of the SmackDown brackets for the men's King of the Ring?
Well, I presume it's LA Knight versus Santos.
I'll tell you the list. Are you listening?
Yeah.
AJ Styles versus Randy Orton.
Oh, Orton, I think. Should be Styles, but he'll be Orton.
I say I think it'll be Styles because of the bloodline, probably. Carmelo Hayes versus Baron Corbin.
Hayes. So Corbin's come up just to put people over. Okay, then Corbin's just come.
LA Knight versus Santos Escobar.
It should be Santos, but it'd be LA Knight.
And Bobby Lashley versus Tama Tonga.
Obviously, Tama Tonga. Obviously. Should be
so
Lashley.
From that point,
should be Lashley, but it'll be Tama Tonga.
No, it'll be Lashley that's winning that one. I think Lashley will win that. I don't think Tama Tonga will win that one. If it was me, now, the way I'm booking,
unless he wins by DQ or something. He's not.
I think he'll get DQ. I think he'll get DQ.
Yeah.
But Tama Tonga is not really much. Tama Tonga is good, but he's not a threat to Bobby Lashley. If I'm booking that side for SmackDown to face Gunter, it's going to come down to either LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, or if it was me for Gunter at King Green the Ring for the men's side, it'd be Bobby Lashley. I think it should be Bobby Lashley and Gunter. I want to see it. I want to see me.
If I'm booking it, and obviously you can't have two Raw guys, but I would do Ilya Gunther. That's your finals, but it's going to be a Raw and a SmackDown guy.
Yeah, so I think it's got to be either Bobby Lashley or Carmelo Hayes. Personally, I'd go with Lashley because I want to see a bit of meat on meat for that one. I want to see Bobby Lashley seeing if he can put on the hurt lock on Gunter and Gunter being able to break out of it. I want to see Gunter see if he can leave a mark on Bobby Lashley's chest. I think that should be your final. For the women's side, I think there's two options. There's two options for the women's side if it's SmackDown. It'll either be Tiffany Stratton. For the Raw, it's either Shayna or possibly Io. Or for SmackDown, it's either Chelsea Green, you could call Chelsea Queen, or Tiffany Stratton. I'll talk about Chelsea Green in a second once we get to NXT.
I wouldn't rule out Naomi winning it. I don't think.
I don't think it'll be Naomi. No, I like Naomi. I think this will be. I think like with Gunter, this will be used to make a new star.
Now, if I'm booking Gunther, you have Gunther win King of the Ring, wins Money in the Bank. Now, these are purely just rumors. It's a fan-made card. But Brock Gunther at SummerSlam, he beats Brock. He beats Cody in Berlin. There you go. You just made a massive star.
I think it is fan made. I wouldn't be opposed to Gunter v Brock, but I think it's fan made because they're booking John Cena versus versus Logan Paul, and the rumor plan for Logan Paul is that he'll either be facing Cody at Saudi Arabia or at SummerSlam if The Rock is not back for it. There's a rumor going about.
Would you not have Logan defend his title at SummerSlam?
No, if he's not,
because he's not losing the title until SummerSlam. He's not losing the title anytime soon. I imagine if you, I'd have him go past SummerSlam as champion. Look at his prime sponsors now with WWE. So as long as that carries on, I just can't see him losing.
Well, the plan now for Logan Paul is that the rumor is he might be fighting Cody at Saudi Arabia or at SummerSlam. Or as far as Cody goes, the rumor also has it that he may team up with Orton and KO, which would be a bit too soon to go back and fight the Bloodline, but it might be too soon following Mania. So we just have to wait and see.
Logan's interesting. So there is that. My rating for Raw, Silver. What's your rating?
I'm going to say gold. It was just very straightforward. I love the King of the Ring qualifiers. I love the Queen of the Ring qualifiers. Morgan and Becky. It was just and the stuff with Punk and Drew. No, it was a straight.
So off we get to the show that's always on. It's on Tuesday nights. The show, the developmental brand, apparently. So Wesley returned to action, and he defeated a triumphant return as he beat Josh Briggs.
Well, you
I like Josh Briggs. Good return for Wesley is all I'll say, but I do like Josh Briggs.
Yeah, it was a good. He needed that first win back after that surprise return. You couldn't have him lose there.
And very quickly, we've got 2 people watching to get your comments in as we get to. So your main roster stars are on NXT. So just truly that breaks the brand split rules. Also, there's clearly no clear plan for all these main roster stars. Why do they need to be on NXT if there's a clear plan for them on the main roster? Because Shayna Baszler tapping out Carmen Petrovic does nothing for anybody. Gives Shayna Baszler a win, but does 0 for Carmen.
Well, I think with the Shayna thing, it was obviously wrapping up loose ends following spring break. So you had to have Shayna have her little moment there after she got a kick to the head from Lola Vice. You're not going to have Shayna and Lola Vice now anyway. So you have to wrap up the loose end there. With Chelsea, we'll get to that in a couple of minutes.
In your next match with special guest referee Stacks, you saw a quick count. Saw Tyson DuPont and Tariq Igwe pick up their first ever win on NXT, and the team they defeated was No Catch Quarter Crew. Yeah, good win for them.
No Catch Quarter Crew is kind of going through a little bit of a rough phase now, especially now that Drew Gulak has been fired and all this stuff that has come out about him from people like Cody Rhodes and the stuff from Ronda Rousey. So they need kind of new leadership. Maybe Regal could join the fold there.
And we'll get to the Drew Gulak stuff in news and headlines. We'll just quickly discuss him. Speaking of more main roster stars, very women heavy on NXT, which I don't mind. I like that Ava's focused and concentrated on the women of NXT. But Ariana Grace, very unsuccessful here as she lost to Michin. Okay.
Well, I say Michin is going to get a little bit of the push now there. If her match coming into, so give her a bit of momentum there because she is someone who I've loved to have seen hold a bit of gold in NXT.
Yeah. If they're doing something with all these people, then yeah, why not? It was a Supernova Sessions, and their guest was Trick Williams. This was good. Now I see it being Noam Dar, Trick Williams at Battleground. You're going to have Flash Legend, Cost, Noam the win, and then do this split up metaphor, which I wouldn't do because I do like them. I think they're fantastic every single week, but I see that happening.
I think just take Lash out and probably just put her with Trick. You don't need to split the whole group up because I could see Dar and the other fellow will be fine, and Dar seems to be in line now for a shot against Trick. Possible at the next NXT show?
Battleground, I would say June 9th in Las Vegas.
June 9th, yeah. That's right.
A week before Clash. So you've got two pay-per-views in June next month. Fallon Henley with a brand new attitude. So a heel turn is paying off for her because she finally got a win after a long time. And that person she pinned her shoulders to the mat was Kalani Jordan.
She needed that win. Like, she needed to cut loose ends. She needed to change the character. She needed a reboot, and the reboot paid off.
Definitely. Speaking of fresh matches, you saw Lexus King get a win against Duke Hudson. Cool. This was okay.
Yeah, it was fine. A simple win for Lexus King. Give him more now. Start to push him towards back in the North American title scene. Or maybe do something to get a match with Trick Williams in the future.
Yeah, we'll see. And in your main event, more fresh action, more women's action, more main event stars. So Chelsea Green, I really didn't think she was winning. I don't even know why this match took place. Just what was the point of it? She's popular. Okay. But she didn't win, and Roxanne Perez retained.
Well, I have a theory why might that. There was always one thing about Chelsea Green when she was on it. Well, NXT.
Say that again. I missed all of that.
That caught Chelsea Green always had with her when she was on NXT.
Was it not Robert Stone?
It was Robert Stone. Now, as we know, Von Wagner was released recently, so one of the aims of having Chelsea Green on NXT was to reunite her with Robert Stone. There's possible rumor that he could be going to SmackDown. There was also reports confirmed that Robert Stone is now working on the production end of NXT with Shawn Spears. So he could be staying on that end and not being on TV. Or a simple option is that he could be moving to SmackDown, because if Chelsea Green is going to be in Queen of the Ring and she wins it and becomes Chelsea Queen, then who better to have her back with her than Robert Stone?
I won't have Chelsea Green win it, but if it's
Well,
generally just a tournament and the person wins it and means nothing, then why not? I suppose if you're gonna get a title shot,
she has she has character, she has personality. I've always been a fan of Chelsea Green, so I think she definitely has something that could make her a women's champion, whether it's SmackDown or Raw or SmackDown. So let's see where they go with this. But I want to see her and Robert Stone back together. She was the one he had the most success with.
So the rating for NXT, not as good as previous weeks, but still good. I'll say bronze plus. What are you saying?
I'm going to say silver.
And before we get to our final piece of business here, add 2 of 2. So here goes.
To never miss a second, never miss an upload, never miss anything I do, and never miss when I go live doing Watch Parties and my brand new podcast. Live Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. The Reigning Rock Podcast. Add me on Facebook, Ricky J. Pete. Whilst there, search on Facebook, WWA World Wrestling Alliance. Follow me on X at Ricky Goldmans. Head over to Pro Wrestling Tees and search Goldmans1 and head over to my YouTube channel. Search, like and subscribe to the People's Wrestling Channel. That once again, the People's Wrestling Channel.
That is right, on my socials, on screen right now, and on video. So let's get to our final segment, our final and the main event of every Reigning Rock podcast, and that is some news and headlines. So we'll kick off with this morning. Clash at the Castle tickets going on sale at £300. And apparently they're nearly all sold out. I think there's like a couple of thousand left. So both people. I wanted to go. I'm a little gutted I'm not going. My limit was 110. 300 is ridiculous.
But you paid 500 to go to Love of Wrestling.
Prices.
What about the people who are going and they paid 500 for Love of Wrestling?
No, I paid 600, but then you got that was mainly photos. So photos are expensive, 63 quid for Sergeant Slaughter.
There's a simple way to do it. Just pay separate. Pay for SmackDown on its own first, because a standard ticket will be cheaper, and then pay for Clash for a standard ticket.
£300 for Clash. I think it's 305. So I probably won't be going, but I think there's an option.
Here's the thing. Another thing is though.
You can pay now and pay later, buy now and pay later, but then that's me owing. So no.
Bash in Berlin is only €81.16 for a standard ticket. But another thing as well is no matches have been announced for it. So just maybe when we get closer to matches being announced, if a possible Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre match gets announced, the prices will go down lower for talents who are coming.
I think they're going to sell
They
out
want to sell.
quickly. I said 2,000 left.
Yeah, but like if they sell, if they lower the price by the time the matches will get announced, it will go down lower. I say the same with Bash in Berlin in August.
Very, very doubtful you're going to get matches announced like a couple of weeks beforehand. So, WrestleMania 41 location announced. It's made next year, April 19th, 20th, Easter weekend, 2025, Las Vegas. WrestleMania coming to Las Vegas. Yeah, your thoughts about this?
The reason they wanted that apparently is they want to attract Las Vegas, so bringing that there will help them there on the Easter weekend. They want to attract tourists coming onto Vegas on the Easter.
Can you see
But another
it being Easter affecting ticket prices or not? Are you there?
repeat that question against me. Yeah, I'm still here. Repeat the question.
Easter weekend affecting. Can you see it being Easter weekend affecting ticket prices?
No, I don't think so, because most it'll be a bank holiday, so most people will choose to get away. I don't see it affecting it. No, it's a bank holiday. It'll be a bank holiday for UK and Irish wrestling fans, so they want to get away.
And then coming on to WrestleMania, possibly the location for WrestleMania 42 in 2026, so 2 years from now, could very well be London, England. WWE are very open to offers. They want to take serious offers. So UK or England, UK WrestleMania could very well happen. Also, the time difference will be the thing. I don't think. Also, they had a time difference with Clash in Wales and Money in the Bank. They'll have a time difference with Clash in a couple of weeks, but these are still mini pay-per-views compared to WrestleMania. But yeah, hopefully we get a Mania in London. Would you go if we got one?
I wouldn't say no to that. First time for WrestleMania, yeah. I'm a big fan. Lots of my friends will want to go to that. Like, hopefully it will happen, because like, even if you dropped a bomb on a there.
Two more. Well, we'll discuss the releases first. So Drew Gulak, no shocker there. Apparently he was dropping people on the head and bullying people backstage. So I can't see him going anywhere. If this is all this is true, he's done. I can't see him going to AEW.
Yeah,
Can't see him going to TNA.
I don't think AEW will take him anyway.
Possible. Back to the Indies.
He kind of like
probably maybe.
He seems to be painted as that bitter, grizzled veteran, kind of like people like Bob Holly or Phil DeMott, who always seem to be told arseholes backstage. Everyone always said hard about. There was always a lot of reports of Bob Holly being an arsehole backstage.
I've met Hawker Holly at PCW a number of years ago. He was nice enough to me, so. But then I suppose
I don't know. That you only hear what you hear. Like,
I was paying him money, so I suppose he had to be nice, but.
And plus, if you ever got further, then you're going to be better. Far.
Another release was So another
Dave Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson, no shocker at all. I can't see him going anywhere. If the rumors are true by team raping somebody, probably that was the rumors. He's going nowhere. AW, no. TNA, no, nowhere.
All that effort to him now. Like, first they draft him from the 2020. They drafted him in the 2021 draft to Raw. And then you think he was going to work his debut match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania because they were both from Minnesota. That didn't pan out. Then he got moved to NXT in that terrible match with Baron Corbin last July. That one of the worst matches of the past year. And then he just disappeared then. He just disappeared.
And Corbin, it takes a lot to get Corbin over, but Corbin was over in that match, so...
I know, Corbin won that one there. Corbin got really over that one. Oh, actually, talking of just going back to the WrestleMania thing, apparently looking to strike a new deal with WWE to hold a big pay-per-view at Saudi Arabia. They're looking, the president of Saudi Arabia wants to strike a deal there.
So they could not consider Crown Jewel and King of the Ring big pay-per-views? Fair enough.
They probably do, but they want one of the big four. They want a Royal Rumble or WrestleMania.
But surely, if they did a WrestleMania here, surely England is a lot nearer to America than Saudi is. How many people are going to travel to Saudi?
Yeah. I would not travel to Saudi Arabia for a wrestling show.
I know people do. I know people travel from America to go, and people travel from the UK to go, but not many. Very few people go.
America. I'll travel to America, no problem, but I am not traveling.
Few people have been to Saudi to go and watch it, but
probably frankly have been killed.
See, like they did for All In. If they do it just, All In was just suited mostly solely, purely just a London crowd, and they did well. They pulled in 70,000. I suppose it's all about money to WWE, so whatever. And not a massive shocker that she's gone, but you could have found something for, and that is Valentina Feroz. Now, maybe TNA for her.
Yeah, I remember.
What do you think? Do you think you could go to TNA?
Possibly TNA, possibly independent. Like the only thing, she was in a small tag team. Didn't do your man from Sanji from Indochina.
They got a little push. Elisa Leon and Valentina Feroz got a little push, and then nothing.
No. Speaking of which, actually, just one more thing before these, there's more reports about possible new members to the Wyatt Six group. There's been a report about a possible increase in the upcoming new Wyatt Six group.
So we'll discuss that now. So you've got Braun back. So it's going to be Bo, Braun, Rowan, Dexter Loomis, Nikki Cross, and Joe Gacy. That's probably going to be your six.
They've all been listed off, but apparently Braun Strowman's been taken off the list.
Fair enough. So then who's the sixth person?
Because
then? If it's a Wyatt six,
the talk is that it's Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, Dexter Loomis, Joe Gacy, possibly Crazy Nikki Cross, rumors of either Alexa Bliss, possible rumor of Broken in WWE. They're the good choices there, but broke out of his zone after the Wyatt family, and we saw at 36. He won multiple titles, of course, and won Greatest Royal Rumble, and has had big wins.
Well, he's had the longest title reign.
But I'm too high up the Wyatt 6 He'd be playing second fiddle, unfortunately. He's too high up. He'd be playing second fiddle.
Well, Braun's had the longest title reign ever, hasn't he? Alan's Alan champion now.
Greatest Royal Rumble, yeah.
when did he win that? What year was that? He had technically the longest title reign than Reigns. So
2018.
6 years.
2018.
6 years, a 6-year champion.
2018.
never defended the title. So yeah, longer title reign than Reigns, but then it was just to give him a belt. So I think Matt Hardy would fit in Wyatt 6.
Yeah, he has been talk. He is talking about finishing his. Yes, right.
Isn't he got a faction with Mike Bailey and Trent Seven? I think that's the last time I looked. So that's what he's got.
Yeah, he's still in TNA, but he is talking about finishing his career in WWE. So obviously, when he gets his match with Moose, then that's when his run with TNA will come to an end, and then he goes on WWE when they pull the trigger on the Y6.
Now, people are saying it's going to be King of the Ring because that's the same date as Bordelsa's birthday. So who knows? It could be as soon as then.
That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Like to pull the trigger. You want to pull the trigger on that. You want to pull the trigger. Yeah, if you want to pull the trigger on that, that would be a good time. And then.
So they could drag it out or not. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for this week. Do like and subscribe.
Good show.
And we'll be back here on Monday for Backlash and King of the Ring Sparkle Quiz. So join us then. And we'll see you guys next week. And if any of you are from the UK and you go to indie wrestling and you see me at Megaslam, come and say hello. It's at Ewood Park in Blackburn, a football stadium. So, yeah, cool. I'm looking forward to that, even though it is kiddified. Anyway, like, subscribe, acknowledge, electrify, and it is the golden one, not the golden one, excellence, and the wise man out.
And hopefully I'll be able to be back on camera properly.